Have you ever stopped to think about what's in that crispy French fry you devour at lunch? Or the creamy mashed potatoes at Sunday dinner? You love a little potato, don't you? Roasted, fried, mashed, it's everywhere. But what if I told you that this simple, humble root was once called the devil's root? For centuries, people believed it caused leprosy, spread deadly diseases, and was poisonous like a plague from hell. Nobles trembled at just the sight of it, and the church condemned it as a tool of Satan to corrupt the faithful. But it wasn't always like this. Hundreds of years ago, the potato arrived in Europe as a dark secret, brought from the wild lands of the Americas, shrouded in curses and deadly legends. In the frozen mountains of the Andes, in the 15th century, among the Incas, the potato was not just food, it was a sacred treasure. They called it papa, a root that grew in harsh soils where nothing else survived. The Incas dried it under the sun, stored it for years, and offered it in rituals to the gods of the earth. They had more than 1,000 varieties, in all colors, white, purple, yellow. No one imagined the chaos this root would cause when it crossed the ocean. For the Incas, the potato was not only food but also a timekeeper. They observed how it sprouted and flowered to predict seasons and harvests. Some varieties were even linked to healing powers, used in poultices for pain or fertility rituals. The potato was connected not just to the belly, but to the body and spirit. In 1532, Francisco Pizarro and his Spanish conquistadors invaded the Inca Empire. Among gold and silver, they also took an ugly, dirt-covered root, the potato. In the Spanish courts, it was not food but an exotic curiosity. Nobles eyed it suspiciously, whispering, "It comes from pagan lands, is it safe?" Rumors spread that the potato grew in the dark, as something that should not see the light. Some said that just touching it could burn the skin. Some even believed eating potatoes could change a person's character, making them lazy or even possessed by evil spirits. Entire families refused to keep potatoes at home, fearing they would bring misfortune. This simple tuber became a kind of inverted charm, something unlucky just by being nearby. In the 16th century, botanists discovered something even scarier. The potato was part of the same family as deadly nightshade, a plant used by witches and known to kill. Priests declared, "It is the devil's root, a plague sent to corrupt the faithful." Its green leaves looked like claws emerging from the earth. Worse, the small green fruits it produced were truly poisonous, and some who ate them died in convulsions. The reputation of pure poison spread. Ancient chronicles describe peasants who tried to cook the leaves and died within hours. This reinforced the myth that the potato was a demonic plant, disguised to deceive the hungry. Legends soon followed. In France, they said eating potatoes would make the skin scaly like leprosy. In England, doctors warned it caused incurable diseases and swelling. In Russia, peasants called it the devil's apple. Plantations were burned in religious rituals. Yet, in secret, the poorest and hungriest risked trying it, and survived. Many discovered that, contrary to its reputation, the potato sustained them for a long time. For some, it became the only reliable food during wars and harsh winters. This silent resistance was the first step in the potato's transformation from cursed to life-saving. In 1748, France went further. It banned potato cultivation. People believed it caused leprosy, laziness, and weakened armies. Crowds destroyed crops while famine killed thousands. The potato seemed doomed to oblivion. But in 1756, an unlikely hero emerged, the pharmacist Antoine-Auguste Parmentier. Captured during the 7 Years' War, he survived in prison eating only potatoes. When he returned to France, he began advocating for them as safe food. He got King Louis XVI to try and approve them. Yet the public still resisted. Parmentier's promotion was so creative it became legendary. He served soups, breads, and even potato desserts at dinners for scientists and nobles. His strategy was not only scientific but social, turning the potato into a symbol of sophistication. Gradually, curiosity overcame fear, and people realized they held a powerful food in their hands. Parmentier had another brilliant idea. He planted potatoes in royal fields and posted guards, but only during the day. At night, the fields were unguarded, and curious peasants stole potatoes to plant. They soon realized no one died eating them. Parmentier also served potato dishes at lavish dinners and convinced Marie Antoinette to wear potato flowers in her hair, turning the tuber into fashion. By the late 18th century, the potato had conquered Europe. It saved millions from famine in Ireland and strengthened armies in Germany. Yet resistance remained. In Scotland, they said it wasn't in the Bible, and therefore it was sinful. In Russia, it was still the devil's root. Nevertheless, its power could not be stopped. But in 1845, the curse seemed to return. The potato blight devastated crops in Ireland, where the population relied almost entirely on it. Over 1 million people died of hunger, and many fled to America. There, the potato became a symbol of survival, but also of tragedy. The Great Famine changed Ireland forever. Entire villages vanished, families were separated, and one of the largest migratory flows in modern history began. Irish immigrants brought not only the pain of tragedy but also the habit of growing and eating potatoes, helping popularize them in the New World. In the 19th century, science redeemed the potato. Researchers proved its nutritional value and importance as a mass food. Armies marched with potatoes in their supplies. Today, it is the 4th most consumed crop on the planet. In some countries, it even earned holidays, festivals, and became a national symbol. In Peru, for example, National Potato Day in May celebrates over 3,000 cultivated varieties. What was once seen as cursed is now celebrated as a cultural treasure. Yet in many places, ancient legends persist. Now, imagine a world without potatoes. No French fries at lunch, no chips at the movies, no mashed potatoes at Christmas. In Europe, populations would be smaller due to famine. Wars lost, revolutions delayed, a completely different world. The potato changed history, but its dark side still whispers. What if the church had won? What if Parmentier had never fought? How would life be without this root? Imagine meals, markets, even small villages without potatoes. Economy, culture, and food science would all be different. We would be less creative in the kitchen and less resilient in times of hunger. Today, billions eat potatoes without thinking of the past. Fried, roasted, mashed, or in vodka, the echoes of the legends remain. In some cultures, planting them under a full moon is believed to attract spirits. What we eat may have deeper roots than we realize. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and see you next time.